You just took your new iPhone out of the box. Here are the first 22 things that you should do to optimize it and make it your own.
Let's start in the Settings app. So we're going to tap on Notifications. At the top, Scheduled Summary. Get a summary of your notifications at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, really whenever you want. You don't want to be distracted by these notifications all day long.
Yeah.
Just one nice bundle.
And I like it because you can customize it by app. Cool stuff.
So first summary, 8:30 a.m., that's fine. I'm also going to add a 5 p.m. summary, end of the day. I want to see what I may have missed as I was working. So let's go back to the main page of the Settings app by tapping the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Next, we're going to talk about focus. So with iOS 15, Do Not Disturb became focus, and they gave you a whole bunch of new customization features. We're just going to show you how to set up one on my iPhone. Let's do Not Disturb. So, allow notifications from people and apps. Which apps and people do you want to be able to bypass that Do Not Disturb?
Right.
So probably family members, close friends, something like that. So,
right.
Just want to tap Add Person. You go through your contacts, select the people that you want. Parents,
siblings, sick relatives you need to hear from in the middle of the night.
Yeah. What you're going to find out too is when we go to allowed apps that the phone app isn't in there. So for also allowed down here, calls from who? Favorites, contacts, everyone.
Contacts or favorites.
Yeah. Well, let's tap back to the main page of the Settings app. Let's talk about setting a wallpaper for your new phone.
But I like the default wallpaper.
You might. Some people do. I think a lot of people, though, they want to change it to something else.
Like what? Like a family member or a pet? Okay, yeah, I get it.
Tap on wallpaper, then tap choose new wallpaper. So you can do all photos, recent favorites, or you can select some of these cool default Apple ones. But I'm going to choose someone from my favorites because I set it up this way to make it easy so I don't have to scroll through a bunch of photos. Let's do the classic Pay It Forward Pee on Fire.
Pee on Fire.
We actually...
I'm going to see a urologist about this wallpaper.
If you want to download this wallpaper, we have some people who actually reach out to us pretty frequently and say, I want this wallpaper. We'll leave a link to that in the description section below. I'm going to tap Set, Lock Screen, Home Screen, or both. So lock screen when your phone is locked, home screen when your phone is unlocked. I'm just going to set it for both.
Also, join this channel. More perks like wallpapers.
Yes.
Yep. And better stuff than that too.
Let's tap back to the main page of the Settings app. Next, let's tap on Display and Brightness. We're going to talk about Night Shift. Tap on that. I recommend scheduling night shift for the time that you're going to bed and when you're waking up in the morning because it filters out the blue light, which can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime and then you have trouble falling asleep.
That's the idea anyway. That's true. There's science behind it.
That's the scientific research anyway. Let's tap that switch next to scheduled from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Works for me.
You'll notice it. It'll do a little fade. Sort of warmer colors.
And just to kind of show you what that looks like, if we just manually enable it until tomorrow, you see my screen has got a lot warmer, and we can really just jack that up. That kind of looks bad.
Ridiculous.
Looks like it's got a sunburn. Right in the middle is really where you want to be.
Yep.
Let's turn that back off.
SPF awesome.
Tapping back to Display and Brightness, one other decision you want to make right out of the bat. Light mode, dark mode.
Dark mode for me.
Dark mode for you. You can also set it to automatic, so maybe you want
sunrise, sunset.
So nighttime, it turns to dark mode.
Interesting. And daytime, it turns to light mode.
Show you what dark mode looks like there. It's cool, and it can also save a little bit of battery life when you switch to dark mode. Let's tap back to light mode because our camera is kind of set up for that color profile.
Right, we're not that advanced.
Let's tap back to the Settings main page, and we're going to tap on General next. Background app refresh. Which apps do you want downloading new content in the background of your iPhone all the time?
I thought that when my iPhone was off, nothing was happening on it, David.
Wrong.
Which apps do you want to be downloading and using your cellular data plan and using your battery?
So messaging apps, for example.
Yes.
You want those. Maybe ESPN, you want the scores to be constantly updated in the background. Sure. But for a lot of apps, Audible, for example.
Not when I'm not using it.
Chess. I don't even really use that app. So the answer for a lot of these is going to be no. One more important thing to think about is at the top of the screen, tap on background app refresh. Do you want those downloads happening with your cellular data? You do not.
No, you don't. Wi-Fi only.
Unless you have an unlimited data plan with a high-speed data cap. That's ridiculous.
Then still it gets into battery land.
It does.
And battery land, if you don't have a great cellular data connection, uses a lot of battery.
So we recommend Wi-Fi only. We don't recommend turning it off entirely. We're not crazy.
We're not crazy.
Next, let's go back to the main page of the Settings app. We're going to tap on Control Center. I forget which iOS version it was that introduced customizing Control Center. Maybe you want to leave us a comment down below to remind me.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
I don't remember.
If you subscribe and leave a comment, You can tell us. You're welcome.
So Control Center is the menu you get to when you swipe down upper right-hand corner of the screen on iPhones with Face ID, or up in the very bottom of the screen on iPhones without Face ID. And
with a home button.
We've got some controls here, but we want to add some more controls. So one control that I really like is the hearing control. When you're listening to music, you can see the decibel level, and it's,
Is that how you know what the decibel levels are with the... Sorry.
Yeah, when...
Will the blonde guy please stop interrupting the dark hair with the handsome guy? Okay, great.
And it's interesting, too, because when it starts to get too high, or what they say is too high, you'll see a yellow or a red, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should turn this down just a little bit.
I thought you were just a genius when you're saying, oh, yeah, when I listen at 70 decibels, it feels,
Yeah. No, I'm not. Low power mode, if you're someone who uses low power mode often, you really shouldn't. We have a battery tips video if you find yourself relying on low power mode a lot. But just which controls do you want? Music recognition is cool. There used to be the Shazam app, and then Apple bought the Shazam app for a lot of money, and now it's just built into Siri. Add whatever controls that you want, and you can see pretty quickly as you just tap the plus button, it starts showing up here. And then if you want to rearrange your controls for whatever reason, you can just hold on the 3 horizontal lines on the right-hand side and start dragging things around. Let's step back to the main page of the Settings app. We're going to scroll down and tap on Battery. Then we're going to tap Battery Health. Optimized battery charging. You want to turn this switch on right away to reduce battery aging. Your iPhone learns from your daily charging routine, so it can wait to finish charging past 80% until you need to use it.
Yeah, a lot of times it'll say, we're going to finish it like at 6 a.m. You're going to have 100%, because for lithium-ion batteries, it's better to charge them slowly than quickly.
Yep, and maximum capacity, 100%. Should people be concerned about that number?
Absolutely not. It's out of your control, and it's fake anyway. Watch our video about battery health and why it's a lie to learn more. Also, subscribing helps with that.
Card above, description section below. Now we're talking about some privacy settings, kind of optimize your iPhone.
Yeah, but iPhones are already private, right? Have you not seen the commercial where the people are disappearing into thin air?
I wish it was that easy, but you got to actually turn some of these features on for that to happen.
Oh, jeez.
So let's tap on privacy. It's one below battery. Let's start with tracking. Allow apps or requests to track. Do you want apps like Facebook tracking you across other apps and websites and getting that information, which they then use? And Facebook actually took a full page ad out in the New York Times complaining about this, and they lost. But
yeah. They said, you're killing small businesses with this setting, and everybody was like, I don't know, Mark.
So right now, the Sony headphones app can track me different apps and websites. So we're just going to turn that on. So you can go individually. Maybe there's an app that you really want to support. Maybe it's your own app and you want to support yourself, and that's cool.
Or you feel bad for Mark.
But for me personally, I just like to turn that switch off at the top of the screen. Now apps can't even ask for request to track, because where they try to get you is that when you download the app for the first time, you're just tapping allow. I just want to use my app, and then you tap in to turn on a whole bunch of privacy things that are not great.
Because it's confusing. It's not like, do you want Facebook to sell your data?
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
No.
That's what it should say.
That's what it should say, but yeah.
Let's tap back to privacy, upper left-hand corner of the screen. Let's tap on location services. Which apps do you want accessing your location all the time while using the app, or not at all? So the keyword to look for here is always. So right now, how about that? Facebook, always. Sony headphones, always. Got that hollow purple arrow too.
Hollow purple arrow means geofencing. Those are terrible for your battery.
Yep, so let's tap on headphones. Does the Sony app ever need access to my location?
I don't think so.
I can't think of a reason. Whenever I use my XM4, it's at my desk when I'm working. Let's tap never on that. Tap back. Just look for the word always. Facebook, always. Do you want Facebook accessing your location all the time, even when you're not using Facebook?
No.
No, you don't.
And also it's battery. Which apps can use your location / drain your battery all the time?
Also be aware of precise location. Allows apps to use your specific location. With this setting off, apps can only turn your approximate location.
Less battery usage.
So I'm going to turn off precise location. We'll just do ask next time or when I share on Facebook. Tap back, upper left-hand corner of the screen. We're going to scroll all the way down to System Services. And by default, a lot of switches are turned on. We recommend turning almost every single one off.
A lot of these things are designed to scare you into thinking that if you turn them off, your phone's going to stop working. False.
So we're going to leave on emergency calls and SOS. Great feature.
Gotta love it.
Find My iPhone if you use it. I do.
Me too.
Turn that on. HomeKit, turning that off, leaving it on.
I would turn it off unless you are using HomeKit or have smart devices all over your house.
Yep, I don't. Location-based alerts and suggestions off. Motion calibration and distance, we're going to turn that off. Networking, wireless. Turning off location for networking and wireless may affect Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and ultra-wideband performance. I have never had an issue with any of of these things, and I have this turned off all the time.
A lot of these have to do with the different setups for networking and wireless in other countries. Like, if you're not going to other countries, your phone doesn't need to be downloading new profiles or checking where you are all the time.
Similarly, if you're not crossing into different time zones, you don't need to leave setting time zone on. Whenever I travel across time zones, I just turn it on, let it catch up, and then turn it off again. Right. Share my location. If that's a feature that you use, it's one that I use. We're going to leave that on. But if you don't use it, you can feel free to turn it off.
Right. What's interesting, too, is that people see location-based alerts. What about Amber alerts? What about emergency weather alerts based on where I am? Still come through.
Yep.
Different setting. This is not going to compromise
sharing
life.
Framework, we'll turn that off. System customization. If I turn this off, can I not customize my iPhone anymore?
If you don't know what it's doing, turn it off.
How about Wi-Fi calling?
Turn it off. In spite of the comments where we've gotten where people say, you can't turn this off. Like, you can. It works. It's off on my phone. I have Wi-Fi calling turned on. And it works. It's the other countries.
It's about the other countries. Yeah, and if Wi-Fi calling does happen to stop working when you turn this off, you know what you can do? Come right back and turn it on again. Under Wi-Fi calling, we have significant locations. It's a list of all the places you've been. I just turned it on for this video, so my list is empty. But if you have just never looked at this before, you might see a laundry list of places. And it's a little weird. It's a battery drainer. Not so much a privacy issue anymore. But
Yeah, battery drainer.
Turn off significant locations.
This is why your friends and family can't get through a full day on a charge.
Let's tap back upper left-hand corner of the screen. iPhone analytics, routing and traffic. You can just feel free to turn those right off too. And improve maps. Apple maps are hopeless. So.
Yeah, Apple maps doesn't matter. Routing and traffic. Somebody asked recently, will I not see traffic information in the Maps app if I turn this off? The answer is no. This is sending information to Apple from your car about the traffic in a specific area. It doesn't affect what you're seeing.
We just talked about that Wi-Fi calling switch. Let's show them how to turn on Wi-Fi calling. Go back to the main page of the settings app and tap on phone.
Wi-Fi calling is great because it doesn't use the cellular network and will save your battery life because you have a better Wi-Fi connection at home. And also, if you live in a low cellular service area or visit them where you do have Wi-Fi, I mean, this was a lifesaver to me on Maui when they introduced this feature because there was no cell service.
Yep, tap on Wi-Fi calling on this phone, turn that switch on. If you don't see this feature on your phone, it's because your cell phone plan doesn't include Wi-Fi calling.
Blame your carrier, not us.
Blame your carrier, not us. Next, we're going to talk about organizing the home screen. So let's start with widgets.
Widgets are mini apps that have really been improved in the last few years.
Yeah, so I got the weather widget right up there. I've got a calendar widget. Yep. Friday the 14th, not bad luck. What if we want to add a new widget? Let's press and hold in the home screen, and then tap that plus button upper left-hand corner of the screen. And it's got a whole bunch of different widgets that you can choose from. Maybe you want a battery widget. You know, you want to keep an eye on all the battery life of all your devices.
Right, all your devices, which is cool. Your headphones, Apple Watch.
Let's tap on batteries. And I like this one. It's kind of the in-between. It gives you, you can tell that's the watch. You can see the battery life on. Let's tap add widget. There you go.
The Goldilocks widget.
If you've got AirPods or any Apple headphones, they'll also appear here. Now for home screen customization, I'm a person who likes to keep all of my stuff on one page. And to do that, you need to have folders and you need to send some apps to the app library. First, if you want to send an app to the app library, just get it off your home screen. It also might be good if you get distracted easily by your social media apps to just send them to the app library instead of having a dedicated place for them on your home screen. I'm going to press and hold on the Snapchat app icon, for example. I'm going to tap remove app.
Yeah.
So you have delete app that would get rid of it completely, or remove from home screen. Right. Now it is in the app library.
Let's show people how to get to the app library and find Snapchat, for instance.
Yeah, so just keep swiping right to left until you get to app library.
Yep.
Snapchat icon is there. If you don't see it right away, you can tap on the search and then type in Snapchat.
And then what if I want to get it back on my home screen?
Well, press and hold here. Add to home screen. So I want to get all of my apps onto one home screen. That way I can just swipe left or right and it's just all there. No endless pages of apps.
Yep, unlike my phone.
Yep. So if we just press and hold on any app icon, tap edit home screen, just drag an app on top of another app. That'll create a folder. Go back and then just start dragging them all in there. Oh boy.
If at first you don't succeed, don't feel bad. We screw it up.
Try and try again. So I'm just adding everything to that one folder, and I'm going to press and hold in that folder and then drag it over here. Now it's all on one home screen. I'm just going to tap that minus button to remove that widget. Tap done. Now look at that. It's all on one screen.
Geez.
Really cool.
You don't have to do that.
Personal preference. Maybe you like 5 pages of apps that you have to swipe over and over and over again, and that might make it difficult to find your apps too, and then cut down your usage.
Let us know your preference. Are you like me? You just have 10 pages of apps that you don't know where they are? Or are you like David, organized and together?
Our next 2 tips are for 5G iPhones only. That's the iPhone 12 line and the iPhone 13 line. However, we have plenty more tips, so we got timestamps in the description. If you don't have a 5G iPhone, just skip these 2 tips. But these are really important for 5G iPhone users. Open settings. We're going to go back to the main page of the settings app. First thing we're going to talk about is in Cellular. So tap on Cellular, and you got to scroll all the way down. iCloud backup.
Yeah,
Turn
over
that off.
Cellular, don't need to have that happen because it will burn through your entire cellular data plan. And don't start telling me that you have an unlimited data plan because it doesn't matter, because it does. Unlimited plans, almost without exception, have a high-speed data cap.
Yeah, and it even says this may cause you to exceed your cellular data plan.
Yeah.
Turn that switch off. Just do it over Wi-Fi.
Do it over Wi-Fi overnight. It'll back up, and it uses battery life. So if you want to save your battery, turn this off, have it back up like the rest of us mortals overnight.
Next, we're going to scroll back up to the top of Cellular, tap on Cellular Data Options, and then tap on Voice and Data. 5G on, 5G Auto, LTE. I choose 5G Auto.
5G Auto is a good choice. It's a safer choice than 5G On, which will automatically just keep that 5G connection no matter how much battery it's using.
Yeah.
Well, if you have 5G in your area, 5G Auto is good. If you have 5G in your area, though, and your cellular service is spotty, just put on LTE. That's what I do, because sometimes I'm walking up the stairs to my friend Dan's house. I'm trying to send a text message. Dangerous. But it's not sending. And why isn't it sending? Because my 5G signal stinks. But if I just have 4G on, it's perfect.
Yep. Apple even says 5G on will use 5G even when it may reduce battery life, and it will. So we're gonna go back to the main page of the settings app. Let's set up your email account if you want to do that on your iPhone.
Set it up the right way.
Set it up the right way. So we're gonna go to Mail, Accounts, and then tap Add Account. iCloud, Microsoft Exchange, Google, Yahoo. Enter your email account. Just follow the prompts. Pretty straightforward. Just log in, email, password. It'll show up here.
Right.
The thing to be careful about is push mail.
Push mail. With push mail on, your iPhone maintains a constant connection to your email server, and it says, is there mail? 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 With Fetch, you decide how often your iPhone checks to see if there's new mail, and every 15 minutes is what works for me.
Yeah, so we go back to the accounts page. You'll see Fetch New Data below the email account that you just added. Tap Fetch New Data. Turn off that switch at the top of the screen next to Push, and then every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, kind of depends how often you use mail.
Yeah, get off your high horse. You don't need to get your email every 5 seconds.
And anytime you open the Mail app, your email will fetch. So it's not like you can't check every 15 minutes. You can always go into the Mail app and check manually. iOS 15 redesigned Safari. A lot of people hated the redesign. Fortunately, you can go back to the old tab layout if you want. I've kind of gotten used to the new tab layout. But we're going to tap back to the main page of settings. We're going to scroll down and we're going to tap on Safari. So if you scroll down, tabs. If you want to go to single tab, that's where you switch that.
While we're in here, maybe bonus tip, prevent cross-site tracking.
Yeah. But if you scroll down here to prevent cross-site tracking, we highly recommend turning that on.
It's kind of like putting up a fence between different websites that you visit.
Yep. For more Safari tips like that, card above, description section below, we got a whole bunch
Great
of
video.
tips.
Great
for
video.
you.
One of the best ones.
So next, we're going to go back to the main page of the settings app and go to App Store.
This is going to save a headache. I like this setting. One of my favorites.
Automatic downloads for apps. We leaving that on?
That wasn't the setting I thought you were going to say. Automatic downloads for apps? No, we're going to turn that off. This is also a great setting.
Yeah, turn that off.
Right
Automatic
off.
downloads.
Yeah, because when I download something on my iPad, and do this on your other devices too, I don't want the app then to download on my iPhone and vice versa. The first time I got an iPad, I started downloading apps on my iPhone, and the whole stupid thing filled up with these apps I don't need.
I had the same exact problem, and it's tough, and you got to go back and you got to delete everything.
We're getting out in front of this one for you.
Get out in front of this one.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Under cellular data, app downloads, do you want your iPhone to be able to download apps using cellular data?
Well, maybe.
No.
Is there a limit? Yeah, you're out and about. You say, okay, I'm going to get a lift. And then your friend says, well, download the app. And you're like, well, I turned it off in settings.
That's true. You can ask if it's over 200 megabytes.
That's what I want to do.
There you go.
Ask if over 200 megabytes.
So if you tap on app downloads, you get the option to always allow. Don't recommend doing that. Ask if over 200 megabytes or always ask.
Yeah, because some apps are giant, especially games. Turn this off on your kids' iPhones.
Yep. Tap back to App Store. In-app ratings and reviews. Do you open up a new app and then it asks for a 5-star review right away?
Right.
That's annoying.
It's annoying. Yeah. Unlike us, which ask for a subscription now.
Yeah.
So, not right away. Please subscribe to our channel because it helps us a lot. And we really have this YouTube algorithm thing where we want to get pushed to more people. And if you hit that subscribe button, it helps us.
Yes. Tap that switch next to in-app ratings and reviews. Cut down on those annoying pop-ups.
Really annoying. I love this setting.
Those are the first 22 things you need to do with some bonus tips sprinkled in. Some more like 25 things. For more iPhone tips, we've got a full playlist, Ultimate iPhone Settings playlist. Link to that in the description section below. More optimization tips, save battery life, increase your personal privacy.
Yeah, and if you want to join all these awesome people on the screen right now and stay in touch with us, and on top of the latest issues with iPhones, just join our channel.
Join our channel.
We'd love to have you.
These fine folks.
Right.
Thanks for watching. But the thing to watch out for here is...
It's a really exciting video, David. Sorry. You said I like all my stuff on one screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a joke because you didn't say apps. You said stuff.
Okay.
Which is funny. Anyway, keep going. We may cut that out. It was perfect.